the channel, we're looking for some of that old-fashioned blood and guts, and we're in luck with the Ringside Collectible exclusive Wheeler Yuta Blood and Guts AEW Jazzwares.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got something special. We got the AEW Jazzwares Ringside Collectibles exclusive Blood and Guts Wheeler Yuta. But for all your Wheeler Yuta Blood and Guts AEW and wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, Ringside Collectible exclusive right here. So that's the only place you're going to pick it up. Head on over there. Use code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But I'm excited about this as the Blood and Guts line is one of the best lines that Jazzwares does. I always look forward to these. I'm a part of the Double Up Club on these where I buy one, of course, to open. It'll be this one. And then I will buy one to keep on card. I just think it's a really cool idea. I love my bloody figures. Really starting with that Jax Class Superstars Terry Funk. Moving forward from there. Those old school FTC ones didn't do a whole lot for me. But I absolutely do love the Blood and Guts line that Jazzwares has been giving us. A lot of all-time great Jazzwares figures so far are in the Blood and Guts line. And a lot of people, a little bit of a mixed bag with this Wheeler Yuta. Of course, Wheeler Yuta, newer on the scene than some of the ones we've got in the last Blood and Guts one. But this is really a star-making performance for Wheeler Yuta. This is where everybody really knew the name Wheeler Yuta going forward, at least if you're an AEW fan, with this match. I believe it was from Rampage, and it's probably on the back of the package. But, I don't know, a year ago, what is time, as we always do say. But he was a bloody mess, but he really made a name for himself doing all that buckets of blood in the ring. So definitely an interesting one. Definitely an interesting one for this line. A lot of times we get two wrestlers in there, but there's been times Britt Baker, Thunder Rose, we've got solo ones. I always do like the idea of it having two figures as a box set. I think that works really good. It feels good if it's a Blood and Guts match. Usually both people are bleeding for the most part. I just think that is the way to go. And AEW Jazzwares has recently announced a Brody King, Darby Allin, so they're going to get back to the two-packs, it looks like here. So it's kind of the ups and downs. Sometimes it'll be a solo, sometimes it'll be a two-pack. In this instance, it's going to be a solo pack. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So we get the usual packaging, of course, the window, big plastic window. Love the blood spots all over it. There's nothing cool than a wrestling match that's all bloody, then blood gets on the screen and of the camera. It's just a crazy thing. It's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again. Kind of has that vibe with the packaging here with the little blood splattered throughout on the plastic. Looks really good. Of course, Ringside Collectible exclusive, Blood and Guts, Wheeler Yuta. First time in the line for old Wheeler Yuta, and there's a lot of first times in the lines in this pack, and we'll talk about when we get it out of the package here. But definitely looking good there. Looking like it fits in. It is classic. You get Blood and Guts on the side, a little glamour shot right there. 137, not a huge fan of that. I feel like the Blood and Guts line should not be numbered or have its own numbering system. This is different. This is separate. It shouldn't be a part of the whole main thing, but it's almost too far to turn back now in a lot of ways, I guess. This side got Unrivaled Collection, got a little window to let some light into the packaging. And then on the back, we got a little bit of a blurb there. You get a little autograph action. You get Wheeler Yuta in before he was really, really bleeding. Definitely love the blood speckle throughout on the back of the package as well. Rampage 4/8/2022, so roughly a year and a half ago, let's call it. Boston, Massachusetts, absolutely beautiful this time of year. Wheeler Yuta, and then he just wrote Yuta on the back. That's it. So I didn't want to spell his whole name out, apparently. Who knows? Who knows? But let's get him out of the package here. Let's see what all the fuss is about. There's always fuss about the Blood and Guts, as we do know. Pull that out right there. You do get a little, oh, I didn't even notice that, but there's the packaging there. See you later, goodbye. I didn't notice it came with a jacket in the background. I think that is really cool. So that's locked in on the back of the package. Get a little bit of a glamour shot back there as well. So that's a nice little attention to detail. Gonna pull this out. There it goes. See you later, goodbye. And all right, now we're getting down to business. And I guess we'll talk about this here in a second when we go over the accessories. We got the old plastic prison, and he isn't locked in anywhere. I'm here for that as well. So we got all kinds of stuff. Got extra heads, title belt, extra hands. You'll pop all this out. And let's get these heads out for Mr. Yuta. Once again, going to have some tough decisions to be made between 3 heads. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Oh, it was a true blood and guts match. He got cut in half. He got sawed in half. It was an extra violent match. See you later, goodbye. But of course, we know plug and play aspect of these figures. Always one of the great things I do like. Got a little rubber band hanging around there. And can I get the rubber band off? You got to be smarter than the rubber band. Not always easy. There's some smart rubber bands out there. There it is, off to the side. See you later. All right, let's dive in. Let's dive into old Wheeler Yuta, see what's going on, see what all the fuss is about. So he's got 2 gripping hands out of the package. He does come with 2 fists of fury, and I absolutely love. We got a bloody fist right here. He's got blood on his hands. These knuckles have seen some things. They've done some things. 2 bloody knuckle hands. It's blood and guts after all. I'm going to have to give him the fist. It just seems more appropriate to have fists on him in a blood and guts match. 2 beautiful fists with blood all over it. I'm here for that all day long. Now, I talked about first time in the line. Of course, he's a first time in the line character. We'll get more Wheeler Yuta figures in the future. But we got a first time in the line Ring of Honor title belt, the Pure Wrestling Championship title belt. Very cool. There's a lot of people that collect wrestling belts. Maybe they don't want this figure, but they want the belt. And this is a very, very nice representation. Now, because of the way it was angled in the package, it's got some deep bends in it on both sides. Obviously, a little hair dryer action or something. You could flatten that back out. It is a little bit mangled up there. One of the plates is kind of popping out, but you'll have to take care of that on your own. But it is always cool to get a brand new title belt. And this isn't the end of these Ring of Honor title belts, as we do know there's going to be a Ring of Honor line through the vault. And of course, they talk about the vault. We've talked about it in the toy news of the week. I think you go to the AEW Jazzwares homepage and you follow that and you'll see the vault. You can sign up on their email list for when it goes officially live, all that kind of stuff. And we do know the Ring of Honor figures will be sold over there exclusively on the vault, at least for now. In the future, that's what they're saying. But very cool title belt here, the Pure Championship. Just going to take some work to get this kind of situated the way you want it. But I do like a first time in the belt, making some people that weren't going to buy this probably pick it up just for the belt, and maybe they'll sell the figures, things like that. We'll see what happens. Then we do get a coat here, a very, very cool coat. You got the yellow and black attack, and we know that on this channel that only means one thing. Wheeler Yuta, huge Striper fan. He loves Striper. He says to hell with the devil. He's getting out of there, and he's rocking his Striper coat on the way to the ring. A very, very nice coat. And it's one of those things, too. I'd love to put this soft goods coat on him, but it's the blood and guts figure. I don't want to put this on him and take away from the blood and gutsiness of it all. So if they do, and when they do, come out with the other Wheeler Yuta that's not all bloody, and if he does not come with a jacket, I feel like this jacket would go great with that figure. Just doesn't work for me with this figure. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I don't want to cover up the blood on him. I just don't want to do that. And then we did. I was going to say, and we didn't get a head with no blood on it, but we did. So that does work. So I guess you could put the jacket on it, fold it up, put the non-bloody head on, and you could kind of have a regular Wheeler Yuta, but not all the way. Not all the way, that's for sure. But definitely interesting. I do like the soft goods jacket, though. I do think this is a very nice jacket. Kind of a pleathery feel to it. Yellow and black attack, as I mentioned. Love all the coloring on it. Just definitely a cool jacket. And one you can put on your Cesaro figure. Wouldn't look at home. Or your Cassius Ohno. Oh, remember that figure? I think he had a similar jacket to that at one time. But let's dive into these head sculpts on this one. Definitely interesting. And they always are when they're bloody, the old blood and guts figures. But we do got Wheeler Yuta screaming, yelling face going on, and then you got blood all over his face. He's just bloody mess going all over there, even into his eyes a little bit. It'd be cool to have some of that blood get in his beard and his hair. It's pretty clean. You know, he's got blood all over his face, but pretty clean there. I would have liked to seen a little of that. That would have been a nice possibility. Oh my gosh, very tough stuck joint on that arm for me. I might have to heat that up. There we go. I got it to bend. I'm trying to straighten him out a little bit as I look at him. Straighten up, Wheeler. But definitely interesting. Got the screaming face. A lot of emotion being shown here. And I don't know if this is just mine or if this happened in the match, but I actually have a broken earlobe on here. So he's got a slit right there and a little cut and break on his earlobe. That's probably just a defect for mine. It's kind of feels like it would make sense in the match. Did he get his ear ripped apart like that? I don't remember that happening, but definitely interesting. And then we get extra heads here. We did mention he does have one head sculpt that is plain Jane. it's interesting is I would know if you handed me this with or without blood that I would know it's Wheeler Yuta. This regular head without blood, I don't think I would know. It kind of looks like him, kind of doesn't. It just looks different. So definitely an interesting head. I'm not sure I could tell you this is Wheeler Yuta right off the bat, though. That's for sure. Obviously, the hair is very similar. He does got the beard going on. Got a little bit of a big chin on him, too, and kind of wrapping up. Pouty lip going there, and his eyes are a little bit wonky. A little wonky in the eye department. So I don't know if I could tell you that is necessarily Wheeler Yuta. And then this third head, I could tell you, once again, I could tell you this is Wheeler Yuta. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they usually do say. We got the same kind of haircut going on, same beard going on. Once again, a little bit of a stoic head here. And then you got blood all over. So you want a screaming bloody face or a regular bloody face. Choose your own bloody face adventure at the end of the day. But I do like the looks, and earlobe is attached on these other two, so I'm guessing it's a defect on this one here. But of course, the heads just are removable. They just pop off, and you can choose which head you want on your character. Articulation, the arms do go all the way around. Do get a bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, hands back forward, side to side. Hula hoop at the top, waist articulation. Big ol' Wheeler Yuta splits. Look at those splits. Holy cow. Thigh cut. Double jointed knee, boot cut, ankles back forth, side to side. I love the extra attention to detail. Get a little bit of blood on the shoes down here. So he's got blood all over the shoes. Interesting to note, no blood on the tights, though. I don't see any blood on the tights. Very 90s tights. Got a little electricity to him is what they feel like. Looks like he's going to go do some break dancing or something is what they remind me of. But definitely a cool pattern there. You got Yuta on his butt, so you know who he is. Got the big old forearm guards going on for him as well. 2 gripping hands. Like I said, for me personally, blood and guts figure, he needs 2 fists. That's what I'm going to do on mine. And then you got the skin tone all bare here, and you got a bloody mess all over the chest, all over the back, on the arms, of course on the hands once again. Just an absolute bloody mess. A bad day at the office for young boy Wheeler Yuta. Of course, part of the Blackpool Combat Club with Moxley, Cesaro, Bryan Danielson. We know all about that here. So definitely a cool figure, and very interesting for a first time in the line to not get a regular figure, but to get an exclusive and then a Blood and Guts exclusive. That is a pretty cool thing for the most part, but I can see some people saying, I don't want a bloody figure, I want a regular figure, and I guess I understand that, and I guess the answer would be patient, as they're going to make him. He does fit on an AEW Ringside Collectible stand for those keeping track at home. Definitely an interesting figure, but not the only figure in the Blood and Guts line from the Blackpool Combat Club. Obviously, it's before that time, but we do have Moxley in the Blood and Guts. And I'm surprised we haven't got a second Moxley Blood and Guts figure, as he's bled a time or two in AEW, as we do know. And I guess he's passing it down to the younger generation in old Wheeler Yuta, getting him all bloody too, ready to go. Definitely an interesting one. Definitely cool to have both of these guys. Bloody messes at the end of the day. I'm definitely here for this. This is something I love. I love the blood and guts of wrestling. I was a kid of the 80s watching NWA tapes, things like that. Of course, ECW in the 90s, tape trading with Japan and all the deathmatch stuff. So blood, a big part of my fandom of wrestling. So I like things like this. I like that it's a ringside exclusive. I like we get 1 or 2 or maybe 3 figures a year in this. It's not something they beat over our head all the time. It still does feel special, so I do like that. So I definitely do like this one a whole lot. Little issues here and there, a few little gripes, but very small gripes at the end of the day, especially if you're an uncard person. I think it's totally fine. But definitely something cool here. Definitely worth a pickup for me. And I will be picking up a second version of this one to keep on card as well. So very fun to open up this whole Wheeler Yuta figure. But what say you guys and gals out there in YouTube land? You going to pick this one up? You playing the long game? You passing on poor boy Wheeler Yuta? Or are you picking this up right away? Or you already got this in your collection now? I guess let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And even more content for you on the Patreon, as you guys know. Tons of content over there, including early access to videos like this. Bonus content, exclusive content, you name it, all over on the old Patreon. And truly, your best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at PreslingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget about social media. Sir Paul64 on the X. Threads and Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a little bit of blood and guts, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.